Morning all. Let's start off the day with the future video. And I mean, this is the first episode that we're doing this. And I probably should not have started with Ottawa, but that's where we're starting. So, the Ottawa Senators were not very good this season. They were second to last in their division. I can get the exact numbers right here in a second. They were 71-25. They played 71 games, 25, 34, and 12 with 62 points. Yeah, not a good season. But they weren't last this year, so that's a little bit of an improvement. And this team has a very young core and a very young future. So, Craig Anderson. We're going to talk about Craig Anderson first. We're going to go through we're going to go through Anderson, Bobby Ryan, Rudolph Balcers, Hobert, a lot of other players, Nick Paul, Mike Johnson, all those other players, and we'll just break them all down. So Craig Anderson, I am going to admit, he's probably going to retire. I don't see it. I don't see him playing another season. I mean, if he's gonna come back, he's a UFA, and he's not. I mean, he might be an RFA. I'm not too sure. Now I have to look that up. Because if he's a UFA, he's just gonna go nowhere. But if he's an RFA, oh, he must be an RFA. If he's an RFA, then Artemi Anisimov's and a RFA for Ottawa. So Artemi Anisimov, I think they're probably going to give Anisimov up. I think Anisimov's career is pretty much done from right now. Yeah, I'm not seeing Craig Anderson in here. So he must be a UFA. And if I get that wrong, I'm sorry, but I'll explain both of them. If he's a UFA, the Senators are not going to resign him, and he's just going to go into free agency, and he might as well just be retired because no one's going to sign him. Everyone else except for Detroit has like solid goaltending, but Ottawa and Detroit. So they're not gonna. Nobody's gonna go in there and pick up Craig Anderson for their ECHL team, maybe, but not for their NHL or AHL team. All right, so now we gotta move on to Bobby Ryan. Bobby Ryan, he had those problems with the alcohol, and he had to go through that treatment. But he's back, and he has like 4 goals in 2 games. So is he able to lead this team? I think he will be able to. But then again, he did just come back from treatment, so you never know. What else? We have Rudolph Balcers. I think he's a UFA this year. They better not. They better resign him. Ottawa, please resign him. That's like my favorite name of all time. Besides my name. If he goes into UFA, I'm gonna be like, oh dear Lord, Philadelphia Flyers, please sign this dude because he's probably like my favorite player in the Senators. But yeah, he's actually not that bad of a player. Next up, we have Brady Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk is going into his 4th season now after being drafted in 2018. He's probably the leader of that team. Him, Bobby Ryan, and Anthony Duclair are probably going to lead that team. It has a very young future. Duclair, I think, has finally found his team. Duclair's been bouncing around the league. He's been going to Arizona, the Rangers. I think he might have even been on the Sharks for a little bit at one point. He was on the Blue Jackets also. He's been just bouncing around the league. But now I think he's found his place at the Ottawa Senators. And I know the Senators have their disagreements with Eugene Melnyk and all, but Melnyk until he hired and fired a CEO less than like 2 months into guys working. I thought this guy was actually gonna take his job seriously and actually try to piece together a good team, but then nope. I'm like, okay, bud. So yeah, goaltending. I think it's Broberg. I'm not sure. I think it's Hoberg. That's their goaltender. That's gonna be their starting goalie. Um, I would think that he's he's young and experienced, but that's not a starting goaltender. So yeah, the one person we forgot about is Daniel Alfredson. So Daniel Alfredson is, I think his contract. Oh wait, no, Daniel Alfredson. No, I mean Mark Borowiecki. I don't even know how I got Daniel Alfredson out of Borowiecki. So Borowiecki has an expiring contract, and I think it was in like what, January, maybe no, it was like December, where they were up in a game against Vancouver, and he caught someone robbing someone's car, and he saved the person who was getting robbed. So there you go. If the Senators don't try to take a crack at him, I will be pretty surprised, because he is like the face of that franchise for the past few years. There's really no one else. So yeah. All right, that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, please do drop a like and do hit that subscribe button, because 80 subscribers. My view counts yesterday were through the roof. So 410 views in the past 2 weeks. So I'm trying to get it up to 500, because then that's like the above average for, because then that's like the most that I've ever had on the channel. And that was in February, which was like the greatest month of all time. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.